What's going on, world? Coming at you guys again. We got another quick video. Black America. Let's talk about it. So, it's 2026. Midterms are coming up. This is a message for all black Americans. It's time to stop voting Democrat. Now, you're probably thinking about turning this off right now, right? But I'm going to give you a real reason why you shouldn't vote Democrat. Why you shouldn't align yourselves with individuals whom continuously play the victim. We live in a world, organically, that is competitive. If you were to eliminate all humankind away from the planet, and the planet continued to exist and rotate and revolve like normal, well, the lion will still eat the zebra. The tiger will still eat the monkey. The crocodile will still eat the bird. The wolf would still eat the sheep. The fox would still eat the rabbit. This is a normative cycle. It does not bode well for anyone to cry wolf or to play the victim, but to sharpen your sword, harden your shield, and plan to prepare to prevent further problems. Playing the victim does not do that. And that is exactly what Democrats do. They play the victim. For years now, the Democratic Party has bamboozled you into believing that they are here to support your agenda. And it's just not true. I'll give you an example. The Democratic Party is directly responsible for the LGBTQIA community, the rainbow community. Well, the original rainbow community was Black America. When we look at anywhere around the world, black people are the only race of people, the only culture of people who openly and willingly accept any other race or culture on the planet. They marry them, they integrate with them, they procreate with them. That is the rainbow. The admixture of melanin, different types of physical characteristics. It is not this LGBTQIA2ASL community. That is not what that is supposed to be about. We all come from God. We all have the same creator. Could you imagine that God telling, or if you're a parent, if you're a parent and you have multiple children by multiple women of different ethnicities and they all come out looking differently, and they continue to practice that down through the ages to where we have different organizations and classifications of individuals based off of their physical characteristics. And down the line, many years in the future, they all look at each other in a manner in which they are disgusted because they don't look the same. You, as the great-great-great-grandfather, would roll over in your grave because they're all related. I really need you guys to understand this. Democrats are not on your side. Because if they were, reparations for black Americans would have been passed with Obama in office or before through an executive order. Obama had 8 years to pass an executive order for reparations. Biden had 4 years to pass an executive order for reparations. Kamala Harris has publicly come out saying specifically that she is not going to do anything that benefits black people specifically. Again, this could have been accomplished through an executive order because reparations have already been paid out to white slave owners post-Civil War, post-abolishment of slavery. You know, one interesting fact is if more black people came to the table advocating for reparations under Republican and conservative leadership, the likelihood of reparations being passed would be significantly higher. Because at the end of the day, all of the civil rights legislation, the movement, the abolishment of slavery, it all happened under Republican leadership. None of it happened under Democrat. Slave codes, Jim Crow, repartimientos, all Democratic leadership. Again, the Democratic Party has been telling you guys specifically that they're going to support black agenda and black narratives and black progress. And then they put 13 million illegal immigrants into the country instead of helping black Americans. They talk about helping black Americans, but again, Donald Trump has signed so many executive orders, it makes your head spin. What happened to the executive order with Obama or Biden? I mean, Harris has already said she won't do something like that. So, you know, when we continuously talk about this, you guys are being exploited. You really are. You know, it's like, when are you guys going to wake up? When are you going to learn? When are you going to take a chance on something different? Because what you've been utilizing for the last 100 or 200 years has not been fruitful. It hasn't. The crime bill destroyed the black community. And that was democratic. The inability and accessibility for a two-parent household, specifically when the black community was devastated and destroyed, and it hasn't been rebuilt. And instead, they integrated the LGBTQIASL 2ASL community, which further keeps you oppressed. And when you look at the history of oppression, the Democratic Party is the party of oppression because they are the party of the slave owners. They are the individuals. These are the people that came from France when France abolished slavery twice. And then they left France to come into Louisiana and to populate the South. These are the individuals. You know, we are going through a midterm right now to where the narrative is being pushed that you should vote Democratic. Unfortunately, we've seen no progress for American minorities, to include American black people, during the 4 years of Biden, or even during the 8 years of Obama. So, I would suggest that we get an overwhelming support for conservative and Republican parties for all American minorities. Because at least then you'll have a platform and some ground to stand on that say, I voted for you. You are my representative. I am your constituent, and this is what I expect of you. Because we already know, as we have seen, when the Democrats are in power, it doesn't bring of any change. You say, I am your constituent. You are my electorate leader. This is what I require. And they spit in your face, or they turn a blind ear or a deaf ear to you. Man, it's like, going into a store after seeing a sign that says everything is 30% off. And then going into the store and looking at the prices. And the prices are twice the price in which they're supposed to be. And the 30% in tiny, tiny print expired a week ago. That's what it's like voting for Democrats. Voting for Democrats is like going to shop on Black Friday, where they promote these exorbitant and excessive discounts. But the price hasn't changed or they're marked up. But they lead you to believe that they're there for you, to support you. Don't be misled. Don't be bamboozled. When you go out to the polls this year, it's time to take a chance. It's time to switch it up. It's time to make a change. Go vote Republican. Go vote conservative. Okay? If you don't vote conservative, if you don't vote Republican, just don't vote at all. Because clearly the Democratic Party is more interested in supporting minorities outside of America than it is with you. Again, 13 million immigrants brought into the country. That didn't help Black Americans or minority Americans. Billions, if not trillions of dollars being sent over to Somalia. That's not helping Black Americans or, minority Americans. When you go look at all these programs, and we're $36 trillion in debt, and we look at all of these individuals whom are first or second generation Americans, and they have not been here for that long, and they're aligning themselves with the Democratic Party, and we see millions and billions of dollars being pushed out from the federal government into these communities for first and second generation, which are now Americans, in comparison to the Black Americans and the minority Americans that have been here for 3, 4, 5, 10 generations and are receiving no support. You have to take this into consideration. It's time to make a change. It's time to take a chance.